What's up, YouTube? Hello, America. If you are a subscriber, what's up? And if you're not subscribed, hey, subscribe to my channel. Anyway, today I'm going to be talking about just things that's, that's going on. It's like last night was out, looking, and we had this, the meteor shower. That was cool. Me and my daughters got out, checked out the meteor shower. That was really fun. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. Just like I was more like a child than they were. You know what I mean? Me and my oldest, like, she's almost 25, and I'm older than dirt. So, but my youngest, she's like, yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I seen that one. And me and my oldest are like, oh, look at that. So we were way more like kids than like my daughter that's like 14 years old, But anyway, what I was want to get at was the fact that I'm going for I've got to be going for worst YouTuber of all time. You know what I'm saying? I am busting my hump, I put out all these videos, and I'm still working on it. And I've been doing this for almost 3 years. I don't have any equipment really much, you know what I'm saying? It's just me and my phone, you know what I'm saying? A couple other phones, stuff, my light, but I got no subscribers, like 40 or something, 40 something, I don't know. And so I don't know, it's like, a few years back, I cut my arm real bad, you know what I'm saying? And life, it comes at you real fast. You never know what you're gonna get, what tomorrow's gonna bring. You don't think about things a lot. You know what I'm saying? You get on your routine. You're always on that routine. You're going. Even if you're a Christian, you put your faith in the Lord, or if you're just whatever, you're some other religion, and you're putting your faith there. Whatever. Like I said though, Christianity, not a religion, truth. But on with my story. So I've been doing the same job pretty much my whole life, right? I was doing stonemason. I'm a stonemason. Just where you lay the stone, fireplaces, on houses, buildings, walls, whatever. I could do it all. I did swimming pools. Anything, columns, anything that was pretty, I could put rock on it. Anything, I can put rock on anything. You know what I'm saying? I'll make anything look good, But then, so one day I'm at work, and I cut my arm. My arm it almost cuts. It cuts everything. Cuts all the way down to the bone. It cuts the tendons. It cuts my arteries. It cuts my ulnar nerve. It cuts everything. Blood's going everywhere. I just grab it and I'm like, oh God, I'm going to die. You're thinking, literally, it's like my life didn't flash before my eyes or anything, but the people that I love did. You know what I'm saying? And it was almost like, I'm like, oh my God, this is how I'm going to die. Because I thought, seriously, I'm going to die because it cut my artery. I'm bleeding. You know what I'm saying? I'm covered with blood. You know what I'm saying? And, but I'm holding it tight. And it's on a Sunday, so I'm on this job site. There's nobody else. I'm by myself at work. And there's nobody else. It's a new community, a new subdivision that's being built. Nobody's out there, right? So I'm the only person around. And my phone's in my truck. And I'm having to hold my artery, So, and this hand's dead, you know what I'm saying? It killed the nerve. It killed it. This half of my hand don't work. You know what I'm saying? It does a little bit. It'll move a little bit, but not much. But, so if it hadn't have been by the grace of God, literally my daughters all flashed in front of my eyes, my wife, and it was almost like God was saying, do you want to stay or do you want to go? I mean, it really was. It was crazy. And I'm thinking, I'm not ready. I'm not ready to go because my kids and my wife, they still need me. So I'm like, no, Lord, I want to live. So I'm holding my arm, with everything I got. And I look over and I see there's one house. There's one house that has people in it. Luckily they had a glass door and the inside door. The inside door was open, so you could see in through the glass door. So I thought, I got to get to that house. You know what I'm saying? So I start kind of jogging. I'm jogging, but then I thought, man, no, I got to keep my heart rate down so I don't bleed out. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I got to walk. So I'm walking. I walk over to these people's house. And so I just sit down. When I get to the house, I just sit down on the porch. And I just start banging on the door. I'm banging on the door. And I'm like, call 911. Call 911. I mean, these people probably thought, oh, God, this guy's crazy. Because they just sit there. They watch me walk through with all this blood all over me. I got my arm. They're thinking he's probably some crazy psycho. He done killed somebody or something with all that blood all over me. You know what I'm saying? But I'm sitting down and I'm banging on the door and I'm like, please call 911. Please call 911. I'm going to bleed to death. And they were like, we're calling. I could hear them. And I was like, thank God. Thank you, Jesus. You know what I'm saying? So I'm sitting there and they come out. They finally come out. And they're like, is there anything, do you need anything to drink, anything like that? I'm like, yes, please. I need some water. I can't swallow. I can't breathe. You know what I'm saying? So he comes out, the guy, the husband comes out. There's like a man, a wife, and I think they had a daughter or a son. I can't remember. But I really want to get back in touch with these people. And, and one day I hope I do. I have, spoken to them since and let them know that, yes, thank you, I did survive, but I would like to talk to them again because they saved my life. They called 911, you know what I'm saying? And I couldn't think, you know what I mean? Because I couldn't think of anything. They were like, do you want to call your wife or anything like that? And I was like, yeah, I want to call my wife. And I'm like, but nobody can remember phone numbers anymore. You know what I'm saying? The only numbers that people remember now is like the numbers that you've had stored in your head since before cell phones. You know what I'm saying? Which is forever ago. And so I was like, okay, I can't remember. I couldn't think of my wife's number. I know it, but I couldn't think of it at the time. So I was like, just call my dad. So call my dad, and I'm like telling Dad, I said, look, call my wife, and tell her to meet me at the hospital. That at this time the ambulance is pulling up. You know what I mean? They're pulling up. They get out. I'm still holding with everything. I'm talking. I've got a death grip on this. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Because I know if I let go, I'm gonna die. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm gonna die if I let this go. I'm holding it I'm not letting anything go. I've got it like a tourniquet. You know what I mean? So anyway, they done brought me some towels out and stuff, and they were like, "You want to wrap it with a towel?" I was like, "No, I'm not letting this go. I'm just not gonna let this go." So the ambulance pulls up, and I'm like, "Thank God you're here." It didn't take them long. They got there pretty quick, thank God. And then the firemen come up too. And so when the ambulance guy got there, he was like, "Okay, we're gonna have to," what he asked me what happened. I said, "Look, man, I've cut it deep." I said, "Man, if I let this thing go, the blood's going everywhere, man. You're gonna have to be fast, man. You're gonna have to get to this cut fast." You know what I'm saying? So he was like, "All right, man, but you're gonna have to let it go, because if you don't let it go, you're gonna sit and just bleed out." You know what I'm saying? Now I had the blood pretty much stop, but not completely. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, I was like, all right, 1, 2, 3, and I didn't want to look. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to look because I didn't want to pass out. You know what I'm saying? If I just saying, because I hate cuts. That's when I say, like, one thing that I hate is a cut. Oh, you know what I'm saying? I can't even stand to see like a movie when it's one of those slasher movies when somebody's getting cut. I'm like, oh God, oh. please. So then I'm cut like that, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, so I let go of my arm and blood literally just goes gush. I mean, I just feel it just gush down my, this warm, thick gush hit my pants and my shirt. You know what I'm saying? And he's like, "Oh, that is bad," because he hadn't seen it yet. But he was like, "Oh," I was like, "Yeah, it's bad. I told you." So he's like, "I'm gonna put this stuff in it to coagulate your blood, and I'm gonna wrap it up real good." I'm like, "Hurry up, please." So he puts something in there to make the blood coagulate faster. He wraps it up real good, you know, and so he's got it wrapped real tight. They got the bleeding stopped. All right. So they put me on a stretcher. And as they're taking me to the stretcher, I'm like, I look over at the fireman. I said, "Hey man, look, do me a favor. Will you go get my cell phone and my wallet out of my truck, out of my work truck? My work truck was over there." I said, "I need my cell phone so I can call my wife and lock the truck up for me." So the fireman, he goes, "Hey, yeah, man, no problem." So he goes, he gets my phone, he gets my wallet, he locks my truck up. They get me in the ambulance. I get my phone. So I'm like, I call my wife. I'm like, "Babe, I'm all calm, you know." She don't know yet because my dad, he couldn't get through to her. So, you know what I'm saying? So she didn't know. She had no idea. So I call her. I'm like, "Babe," she's like, "Hey, what you doing?" I'm like, "I don't want you to panic." All like smooth, like nothing had happened. Like I'm all like, just like, I just want you to know I'm in the back of an ambulance and I'm headed to Huntsville Hospital. I have cut my hand, and I literally almost cut it off, babe. And she's like, "What? Oh my gosh!" You know, she's in panic mode. You know what I'm saying? And she's like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm in the back of the ambulance." And I said, "They're not gonna let me die." And I looked over at the ambulance guy, the guy that was in the ambulance with me. I said, "You're not gonna let me die, are you?" And he's like, "No, I'm not gonna let you die." I said, "See," he said, "He's not gonna let me die." So I'm like, I tell her, you know, meet me at the hospital in Huntsville, Alabama. You know what I'm saying? So we get to the Huntsville Hospital and we go in and they're literally trying to. They had to take that wrapping off so the doctor could see it, right? So they didn't give me some pain medication, whatever. And but this was beyond pain medication. You know what I'm saying? This was not something that you could just literally just take something for pain and it go away. You know what I'm saying? This was bad. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the fact is, I'd have done been dead had it not been for divine intervention. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, it was like the Heavenly Father. He asked me. He's like, you can go ahead and be taken now, or you can live. You know what I'm saying? It's up to you. So I'm like, I choose the latter. I'm gonna live. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I saw all my kids, my wife, everybody flashing in my eyes. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't die. You know what I mean? I can't die. These people depend on me. And so he takes it off, and blood just immediately starts squirting in my face because he's got it up like this. You know what I'm saying? He's got hold of it. I'm laying down. So there's blood like flying in my face, shooting across the room. It's crazy. There's just blood going everywhere. And he's like, "Oh, whoa. It is an artery. So he's like, he's like, get the tourniquet. So they put, the tourniquet on. He starts twisting it. And it's like, oh my God, I don't know if any of y'all out there has ever had a tourniquet put on something. But man, that hurts. They start twisting it, and they twist it, and they twist it, and they twist it. And it's like, oh my God. So I'm in like detrimental pain, you know what I'm saying? And so anyway, man, they're waiting on another like specialist to come in that specializes in veins, for so see if he could get stop the bleeding, you know what I'm saying? And by that time, my parents done made it to the hospital. My wife's made it to the hospital. And like over here on this side, like everybody's coming in, the bed's kind of turning like this way, and I'm cut on this arm, so all the blood is like on this side of the bed. Everything. You know what I'm saying? They don't wipe me up. You know what I'm saying? So nobody, they can't. They didn't know. They knew I was cut. They knew it was bad. But I literally told them, I said, y'all, you stay on this side. Y'all want to see what's over here, because I knew what was over here. It was half my blood, you know what I'm saying? I'm bleeding out, you know what I mean? Over here. And so, and then, for a while, everybody's like, cool. But my wife, she's like, I gotta see. So she walks around there, and that's when she loses it. She's like, oh my God. Oh, I'm like, I told you not to go around there. It's bad, you know what I mean? And so, because there's puddles of blood over here, you know what I'm saying? She's tripping at this point. And I just for real, I was like, I told you don't go over there, you know what I mean? But regardless, so the doctor gets there and they make everybody leave, and they give me some more pain medication. They give me whatever, and so because he's going to go at it again, right? So they take the tourniquet off. He starts trying to work on it. Good, blood's going everywhere again. It's going everywhere. And he's like, no. We need, okay. By this point, they brought one of those electric tourniquets, that airs the thing up and it just pumps it up, and cuts it off, which is better than the twisty thing because you don't have to feel it every time they twist it, you know what I'm saying? It just pumps up. He's like, no, we're going to have to go to the emergency room. That's all there is to it. We're going to have to go to the emergency room. So, okay. So we get to that point. So there's blood going everywhere. Again, my parents walk in about that time. I'm like, no, y'all don't want to see this. Y'all need to get out. I'm screaming because when they first took that tourniquet off and he started digging it. He was like digging in there trying to get the blood to stop. Blood's going everywhere. He's like, I can't get him to stop. And it's burning. It feels like somebody's sticking like some kind of hot poker in there. You know what I'm saying? It felt like fire. And I was screaming. I was like, oh, God, oh, my God. Why does it feel like that? And he's like, well, for one, you have cut your arm almost off. That's why it hurts. Two, I've got my arm in it. So it's like, oh, my God, just do something. So he's like, okay, we're not going to be able to stop this bleeding. We're going to have to take him to the OR, the operating room. You know what I'm saying? So that was the end of that. They pumped it, but they pumped the electric tourniquet up, and so that of course they tourniquet it back up and stop the bleeding. Everybody comes back in. Everybody's talking, blah blah blah. I'm still in severe pain anyway, but I'm being a champ. I'm holding it. I'm holding it in pretty well. I gotta be tough. Whatever. What I thought was tough. You know what I'm saying? But, so, they, that day they operate on my arm, they do, put me to sleep, operate. They, closed up the bleeding and sewed me up, put me in a temporary cast, because I had to go back like 3 days later because I had to have a second surgery, so the first surgery was a bump. The first time they tried to stop the bleeding, so that was a bump. So then the second was the actual operating room where they put me to sleep. 2 operations. The second operation, actually, it was a success. They got the bleeder stopped, blah, blah, blah. Then I had to go back 3 days later to put my tendons, ligaments, and my nerves, all that back together. And this was, I don't know, let's see, 4 years ago. This was a little over 4 years ago now. And this is one reason why I started doing this YouTube thing, because, I was in a cast for 2 whole years. And, because I cut all my tendons. I cut all, my ulnar nerve. So they had me in this big, huge cast. I'm talking about it was heavy. I had to keep my arm up above my heart. I had this big cast on. I couldn't move. It was like it had my hand like this. So these ligaments and the all the like everything right in that little spot right there. It's cut from here all the way around. Then they had to cut from here all the way down because they had to get my tendons. Because when they cut, they pop down inside of you. So they had to pull them back up and tie them back together. And they had to get my ulnar nerve, tie it back together. And the ulnar nerve is what tells your hand to open and close like this, of course. And without your tendons and everything else, ligaments, you can't do that. And this is what I have now, is this right here. This is all I can do with my hand, because this was supposed to heal after, they said like 2 years, but it didn't. I just have gotten to the point to where I can put my wedding ring back on, because as you can see, my hand is also, my hand has lost a lot of muscle mass, a lot of difference in my hands. See, like muscle gone, everything, because I don't have enough blood, because you're supposed to have 2 arteries that run into your hand. And so, I did my physical therapy. I did everything. I've tried everything, you know what I'm saying? It just didn't take, you know what I'm saying? It didn't work. It was supposed to, the ulnar nerve was supposed to, eventually start working again. And, they said either it'll take or it won't, you know what I'm saying? And it didn't, obviously, because it don't work. And so that's my story. So I was a stonemason, and I was chiseled. I was always real chiseled, rock hard. That's what I did. I did that from the time I was, got out of high school until I was, 38. So that's what I've been doing since, like I said, leave high school. So from 17 until 38 years old, I laid rock mostly. I did a few other jobs here and there, for short periods of time, but I always went back to laying stone, because that's my trade. It's a good trade, pay good money, it's hard work, but that's what it did. It kept me in shape and all that, but literally. So I'm in this big cast for 2 years. 2 years. And literally, me and my wife, since we couldn't do nothing anyway, I'm having to hold it up. I got to put a pillow under it in my recliner. I'm sitting there in my recliner like this, with a pillow on it. And we got our big flat screen TV sitting right in front of us, you know what I'm saying? And so all we do is watch movies and eat. Both of us. That's all we do is just movies and eat. Movies and eat. Movies and eat. And I ain't talking about just eating healthy. I'm talking about junk food. Junk food. And we got to the point to where, so we roasting marshmallows by candlelight. Okay, that's how bad it is. We so lazy. We sitting there, we don't even get up, go to bed anymore. We just lay there and go to sleep in our recliners. You know what I'm saying? So I'm literally like this, asleep. You know what I'm saying? It got to the point to where I sat in my recliner for so long, I gained 70 pounds. And it was like 2 years of sitting there like that. And at that point, I'm sitting there, I'm watching a movie. Next thing I know, my recliner says to the floor. Because it's like, I can't take it anymore. It's like, it done threw in the flag, man. It done threw in the towel, whatever. The recliner crashed to the floor. And that's when I was like, okay, now this is crazy. I got to do something, you know what I'm saying? But I'd already started my YouTube channel at that point. This gives me my outlet. You know what I mean? I talk about the things that I love. You know what I'm saying? I love my Heavenly Father. I love America. You know what I'm saying? I love my family. And if I can help somebody, that's what I want to do. You know what I mean? If I want everybody to find what makes them happy. You know what I'm saying? I want to see everybody in America happy again. You know what I mean? It's like this dark clouds over our country. You know what I mean? Because it's like people have quit going to church. People have lost their sense of community. People have lost their sense of family. You know what I'm saying? And man, it would be great if America could just get back to that. You know what I'm saying? It's like nobody goes to grandma's anymore. You know what I'm saying? Nobody goes to grandpa's. You know what I'm saying? And and especially if there's like a patriarch or matriarch of a family or something, and they die, it's like the whole family falls apart. You know what I'm saying? There's always that one person that holds it together. It's like the glue that holds the family together. And when they pass away, it's like everything just falls apart. You know what I mean? And the older I get, the worse it gets. Like when I was young, my grandmother, man, that's where it was. Everybody, all my cousins, my aunts and uncles, everybody, all the time, for every holiday, everything, everybody's birthday. And I got a big family, man. We always was there. And my aunts would cook, my grandma would cook, and it was just country food. It was just beautiful, man. You know what I'm saying? It was beautiful. We'd all get together, and it was awesome, man. It was like the best childhood, man. You know what I'm saying? Because we was all out riding four-wheelers, going to the river, swimming, getting out there doing stuff. You know what I'm saying? These kids today, they're just on their phone all the time. You know what I'm saying? Man, don't we want our kids to know what some of us have? I know some of the people that watch me, that sees this channel or whatever, or they don't know that kind of life even. You know what I'm saying? So what we need to do is we need to reshape, come back together. Find the new matriarch or patriarch to the family and bring it back together. Or just everybody meet back at a specific place where, it's mutual, where everybody can get back together. You know what I'm saying? Bring back family, man. That's what we got to do. We got to bring back family. And we got to teach our kids the value of Christ, man, and the value of church and community. You know what I'm saying? And we need to teach our children and the youth and the young folks the value of $1, man. You know what I'm saying? The value of family, the value of church, the value of money, man. That's what we're losing in America. It's not about the jobs. It's not about the inflation. It's not about the government. Well, I mean, it is kind of. I mean, yeah, the government sucks, but where it went wrong, and the reason why most of us went wrong, is because we've lost ourselves, man. It's like we've lost ourselves to something else, man. We need to clear the clouds, man. We need to clear the clouds. We need to get back to what used to be, the old ways, man. You know what I'm saying? If you had more to do and you had a reason to do it, you would do it. You know what I'm saying? If you had a four-wheeler to ride, the kids had four-wheelers to ride out, and they had a creek to swim in with a swing, and you showed them the old ways and the way it used to be, the way we grew up, the way, our lives was, grandmas, man. Grandmas. If you're 60, 70 years old and you got a family, don't try to act like you still 40 years old, man. Don't try to keep acting like you're 30 years old. Be grandma. Bring your family together. Cook dinner for everybody. Bring your family back together, man. You know what I'm saying? Dads, moms, teach your kids the value of church, of family, of country. You know what I'm saying? Patriotism, man. Look, we're fighting a war here, folks. We fighting a war against this tyrannical government shit, man. They're like playing everything against each other, man. Playing us against one another, man. We shouldn't have a racial problem. We shouldn't have these problems. You know, we got enough problems as it is. We don't need to add more, man. We shouldn't have cops, man. If you're a police officer, don't beat up on folks, man. Don't be an asshole to people, man. Be nice to folks. Even if they are being an asshole to you, man, it's your job, your responsibility, man. You're the officer of the law, man. Act like you got some sense. And folks, man, if you get pulled over by the cops, have some damn respect. These folks is working hard, man, to keep the streets, keep thugs and criminals and shit off the streets, man. You know what I'm saying? Love, man, love. That's what we need. We need to get back to the basics, man. It's like a football team, man. If you lose your fundamentals, I mean, look, you learn the fundamentals. That's the first thing you learn is the fundamentals. But I don't care if you're a professional football team. I don't care. The Crimson Tide. If you get out there and they're not going by the fundamentals of the game, they're gonna lose. It don't matter how good the players are. If they're not playing as a team, if they're not using their fundamentals, they're gonna fall apart. They're gonna break down. They're gonna lose the game. That's the problem. We've lost our foundation. We've lost our spirit. We've lost our heart. We've lost our Heavenly Father. We got to get back to that, folks. One love, man. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I do this because you never know. Like I said, man, I cut my arm. I knew, you know, at that point I was like, man, I'm okay, you know, I'm a stonemason, I'm strong, I'm healthy, you know what I mean? I've got this world, I make good money, I'm in shape, man. You know, I don't look as old as I am, you know what I mean? But, you know, I one little accident, and boom, here I am. I done gained a lot of weight, you know what I mean? I've aged. Man, you know what I'm saying? My asthma's gotten bad. I got asthma and it's gotten bad, man. You know, back when I was working every day, I didn't hardly ever had any problem with my asthma and stuff, man, because I was in such good shape, man. And I was good weight, man. I was buff, man, you know what I'm saying? And I didn't have to worry about them things, but now I do, you know, I have to worry about my health and stuff, man. Because right after, I finally did heal up where I could do a little bit. That's when the Rona hit, man. And then we was quarantined to our house. Everybody was stuck. Then I couldn't, you know, there was nothing I couldn't go out. Couldn't go out and exercise, you know. Couldn't, you know, get another job mowing people's yards or something, you know what I'm saying? You know, so it's been a long road, man. So that's the thing, man. Subscribe to my channel, man. Y'all hit me up. Hit me with some likes, man. You know, give me some comments, whatever. I know it's been long, and so I'm going to hush it up right now. I just wanted everybody to know. Think about it, man. You never know what might hit you, man. You never know when your arm might get cut. You never know what might happen. Nobody knows what tomorrow may bring. Never know when you might lose somebody you love. Never know. I love y'all, man. Y'all definitely hit me up, man. Subscribe to my channel. I love you guys, and I'm out.